Good afternoon. My name is Steve Dilley. I'm the Executive Director of the Veterans Art Project, and today I'm speaking to you from Escondido, California at their annual July 4th celebration hosted by Escondido Center for the Arts. We were invited to bring one of our pop-up art cafes to Escondido, and we are happy to present over 20 veteran artists displaying their work. We have spoken word, we have poetry, Native American medicine bag making, personal testimonies, painting, ceramics. We hope you can enjoy all the art that we brought to town today, and we hope to bring one to your town soon. And we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors over my right shoulder.
Hi, Omar. It's great to see you again.
Hello, Cheryl. It's great to see you as well.
You know, I know your story and that you served in the Air Force for a while. And I also know that you're a poet and you're doing some pretty amazing things right now. So can you introduce yourself to the audience?
My name is Omar Columbus. I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm originally from North Carolina. Now I live here in Southern California. I'm excited to be here. Right now I'm pretty busy doing a lot of different things, wearing various hats. For one, I'm a poet, a photographer, and I'm currently curating veteran art shows. I'm pretty excited about that. Everything is going well with that. I've curated now 7 different shows, working on my 8th show right now. So it's been coming along. I curate shows here in Southern California, and I've also curated shows in New York City.
Can you tell me about the shows you're creating in New York City? Because I think that's pretty exciting.
The show is called Journeys Onward, and it's a veteran curated show, and it has 35 veterans and over 100 pieces of art in the show. And along with the artwork, we have accompanying words. So I wrote a poem with my photo that's hanging in the show. Other people, you just basically write a little bit, tell about your experience, and basically to pull the audience into the work while they're there at the reception to check out the artwork.
Well, I know one of the first times I met you was at a VETART pop-up. I do believe it was Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Sacramento.
And you recited a poem that you wrote that just absolutely knocked me out. So can you please do the audience and me personally, please recite my favorite poem you've done so far. Is called A Camouflaged Heart.
Yes. Camouflage Heart is one of my favorite poems, and I love to deliver it. So here we go. War makes humans human. Conflict is universal. From the beginning there was war, before I was born and lifetimes afar. Battles rage as mankind ages, yet never learns from past mistakes or from stories of those who live to tell of what war remains, a living hell. I had never been more present than at that moment, standing there in a desert land, hearing a foreign language I could not understand. I was camouflage dressed so that I could blend in. Desensitized to suffering and pain, only a camouflaged heart remained. A predator drone loitered above, waiting to dehumanize the enemy. With my weapon in hand, encircled by sand, requesting a drone strike, reports of Taliban, but with drone sights locked on to an evading man, he left his truck in the sand and away he ran. But with crosshairs locked on, the moving target engaged, the coordinates called in, hellfire missiles rained. Dust and blood splattered and settled, my life forever changed. You see, it's the things you can't see that hurt me the most. Only a camouflaged heart remains. Now I'm no longer a warrior, now a veteran, seeking renewal and transitioning to peace. But still, dreams of war knock at my door. I try not to let them in. They invade, they conquer, they win. My willingness to do whatever to do outweighed my fear to die. But searching for weapons of mass destruction turned out to be a damn lie. Now I have guilt because I survived it. Isolating. Comrades didn't make it back alive. Hyperventilating. My nightmares evolve into daymares. No one sees, no one cares. What I've experienced, what I've done. I was once an asset, now a liability. Medicate the veteran. Keep him numb. In a country broken into pieces, currently, I see no peace. Constantly worried about mankind because the next man may not be kind. I deployed in defense of a nation, returned home to unemployment and discrimination. And for walking while black, I've been stopped and frisked 3 times. Racial profiling, the determination. I went from military to civilian, lost in translation. My world flipped upside down, forced reintegration. Prior discipline to post-stressed with deteriorated motivation as I watch elected officials erase my service. Oh, the ultimate humiliation. And after 12 years of honorable service, I wake up daily, a black man in America feeling nervous. And yes, I'm still in pain. You just can't see it. Only a camouflaged heart remains.
Hi, I'm Linda Moore, and I'm a retired Navy veteran. I served 27 years in the Navy, and I went in as an E1 and retired as an O4. During my time in the military, I only knew how to talk to men. And so when I got out, it was a whole new world to me to understand women. And I was fortunate enough to get a job in a rubber stamp store, and that led me to art and learning to talk to women. I'd had several articles published in national craft magazines. And during this time, I took a ceramics class over at Rancho Bernardo Winery, and I fell in love with clay. And I started doing clay in 2009, and it's my life. If I didn't have art, I'm not sure what my life would be like. My husband is older and he's not very active, so art gets me out of the house. It connects me with women, and I'm so happy to be a ceramic artist.
How has creating art changed your life?
It's kept me in touch with women, with other artists. I do art every day because it's my life.
And your life is better for it.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think I would go crazy if I didn't have art. I wouldn't know what to do with my day. It's my passion, and I think every person should have a passion, and they're missing something in life if they don't.
Hi, I'm Adina. This is my first art event here. I am in the Navy, active duty Navy, but November 15th, that's the date I'll be getting out due to a medical discharge. So I've jumped into art. I really enjoy doing art. It helps my mental health a lot. I have a lot of anxiety issues, a lot of stressors in life, and at the end of the night, so I have 3 kids. My life is busy. Always things running in my head. At night is when I do all my art. That's when I can finally let go and just be free. And I just see a big improvement on my mental health overall. So that's what I'll be doing when I get out. I've served 8.5 years.
So what did you do when you were in the Navy?
I was a corpsman. Yeah.
That's great. So you live here in the San Diego area?
Still in Camp Pendleton, yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Well, let me ask you this way.
Yes.
Since you're a soon-to-be new veteran,
Yes.
how would you encourage other veterans that have gone through some kind of trauma while serving in the military. How would you encourage them to try to discover their artistic ability and why it's made such an impact in your life? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so as I explained to my husband today, that like everything in life is art. Like, you know, a flower is art. So why I use flowers. Everything in life is art. And once you just, you know, you get over that, are people gonna like it, or is this good, or is this how you do art? Yes, that's how you do art. So just get out there and do it, you know, paint or draw, or, you know, use some clay. Just head into Michael's and just, you know, try different crafting things. That's just how I started.
It just calms you down and makes life easier for
It
you,
does,
right?
yeah.
My name is Darron DeVillez. I am your Master of Ceremonies for today's event. Please feel free to mingle amongst each other like you've been doing. Mingle when the crowd gets in. We are so honored to finally be home, close to our home station where VETART is located, to support the arts as a healing modality for veterans in our community. We have a couple very important people to thank. First, we'd like to start off with the County of San Diego, the Supervisor, Jim Desmond. Give it up for Jim Desmond, everybody. We'd like to, second, thank the City of San Diego and the Center for the Arts here in Grape Day Park. And finally, the Department of Defense's Skill Bridge organization that allows veterans to come to VETART, or active duty service personnel to come to VETART to help transition out of active duty. Do you have any Skill Bridge participants here today? Raise your hand. Stand up and be recognized. And next, we'd like to thank our commanding officer, as we call him, our CEO, Steve Dilley.
Thank you, Darron, and we appreciate you coming out and helping us, telling your story, sharing some art here. We got a great day, and I want to thank each and everyone who decided to participate. Thank you very much.
Outstanding. Give it up for Steve, everybody.
Yay, Steve!
I remember when Steve started this little program at Grossmont College as an after-school program for veterans. That was 10 years ago now?
2009.
2009. And look what it's blossomed into. We have traveled the state up and down 3 years in a row, 6 different counties every year. And now we get to finally bring it home here to Escondido. Before we get underway here, we'd like to do a land acknowledgement, and I'd like to recognize Ivan Sam. Please give him your attention as he does our land acknowledgement.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out here. She, Ivan, Sam, and Chiaki, Ani, and Sloan, Tohi, Glini, Bashichin. Kabaha Dasha Che, Do, my Deshkiza Dasanella, Huta, Denensle. Hello, I just introduced myself in my language. My name is Ivan Sam. I'm coming from the Navajo Nation. I'm a 2-time tour during the Gulf War veteran with the U.S. Navy as an aviation electrician, and I'm also the cultural ambassador for VETART here. Today, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this 4th of July Pop-Up Arts Cafe here in Escondido, Grape Day Park. Right now, I would like to start with the call to action and to acknowledge First Nations of this land. The traditional unceded ancestral territories of the Luiseño, Capeño, Cahuilla, and Kumeyaay people. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is their traditional territory, and it is also important to acknowledge that this land remains the shared space amongst them. As we begin this event, we acknowledge and honor the original inhabitants of our various regions as well. A land acknowledgement is a critical step towards working with Native communities to secure meaningful partnership and inclusion in the stewardship and protection of their cultural resources and homelands. Let's take a moment to honor these ancestral grounds that we are collectively gathered upon and support the resilience and strengths that all Indigenous people have shown worldwide. Today, I would like for you to join me by learning more about the local Indigenous tribes in your community and getting to know the land they once occupied. Responsibility and taking action and acknowledging First Nations and their land. The acknowledgement of Indigenous lands ultimately provides exposure and a learning opportunity for individuals who may have never heard the names of the tribes that they have and continue to live and learn from the land they are standing on. It is also worth noting that acknowledging the land is Indigenous and tribal protocol and the practice to establish a respectful routine and a habit of support of reconciliation. Building relationships. Land acknowledgement by itself is a small gesture. It becomes meaningful when coupled with authentic relationship building, community participation, and informed, intentional action. Building relationships is also a very important aspect of standing in solidarity. A great place to start is going to tribal gatherings, powwows, tribal museums, or yearly events like the Kumeyaay Culture Days here in California. Reciprocity. Learn about oppression and privilege. Learn about the history of colonization. Learn about California Indian people and cultures. Learn about the land you live on. There are many books, blogs, documentary, tribal nation websites, plays, and songs that Indigenous people have written and performed that are a great place to start learning. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you all throughout this event. And right now, I'm going to share some songs with you all to acknowledge the 4 directions and the people that we are representing here today. Yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hayoy dowi yana herne. Yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hayoy dowi yana herne yoe. Yana hayoy dowi yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hayoy dowi yana herne. Yana hernene, yana hernene, yana hayoy doe, yana herne yoe. Herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana he, yoe, yana herne yoe. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne yoe. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana he, yoe, yana herne yoe. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne. Yoe doe, yana he, yoe, yana herne yoe. Herne. Wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye yana herne. Wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye yana herne yoe. Wani le ye yana herne, wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye yana herne. Wani le ye ye, wani le ye ye, wani le ye yana herne yoe. hey nay. Many which on hey ya no hana. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay. Many which on hey ya no hana. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay yo. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay. Many which on hey ya no hana. Way ya na, way ya na, hey ya na, hey nay yo. Aho, thank you very much. Here, I've been singing and bless this land and acknowledge the first people of this land. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to get underway here. I want you guys to make sure you stay hydrated, number one, and that you begin to tell your story. I'll tell you a little bit about mine. I lived with my PTSD for 30 years undiagnosed. When they first told me you have PTSD, my first thought was, okay, PT means physical training, and SD must mean San Diego. But that indeed wasn't the case, and I often try to use humor as a way to suppress what's really going on. In that 30-year period, I picked up a couple prison terms, I picked up about 5 different drug habits, and I drank everything that was brewed under the sun. In that time, I lost custody of my family, not once, but twice. And when the VA offered me a shoebox full of pills to take care of my PTSD, I said, that's not going to work for me. Number one, I'll eventually abuse them, and then I'll try to sell them, and then I'll end up back in prison. And we'll talk about prison a little bit later. But my therapist said, okay, let's try art. I said, Art, how is art going to heal me? With my bitter, angry attitude, I had this permanent condition that there was no cure for. So my therapist, she brought a box of crayons and a paper plate, and it was right around Thanksgiving, so you know what I did? I did my little Thanksgiving turkey. And I felt like a 5-year-old kid in kindergarten again. But I got to color it and I got to decorate it, and she said, Darron, stop for a minute. I want you to notice how you feel right now. If you could see the smile on your face. I said, this is what art does? I was hooked from then on. I've done ceramics, I've done painting. I went back to school, joined a speech team, became a nationally recognized storyteller. Went on to get a master's degree. Now I teach communication classes at 5 different colleges in San Diego. After the VA told me I was unemployable. But what the arts have done for me, and I'm sure each and every one of you have your own story to tell about how you got here today on the 4th of July in Grape Day Park. Your art. If the VA could prescribe the arts in a little orange bottle with a child-proof cap, how many people do you think would OD? 0. 0. God bless you all. God bless America. Have a great day. Most importantly, tell your story. Now, I want to introduce a poet, a fellow poet that I've had the opportunity to meet with and touch base and share our stories and our skill set. Jim Moreno, everybody. It doesn't really work.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm Jim Moreno. I do a online poetry workshop for veterans for free. Can we have a moment of silence, please, for the veterans that did not make it home, and for the 22 veterans committing suicide every day in our nation? Moment of silence, please. This is called Godfather is Gone. It's in my book. This is a true story that happened in Vietnam. He bought round after round, Boilermaker, shots and beer, making us laugh, making us sing. Indigo Army Sergeant in this hellhole called Dong Tam, Vietnam. We had watched the firefight all day from our sitting duck T, that's LST, large, slow target, above the blackened, blasted palm tree stumps. We had watched Victor Charlie rounds, splash spouts, water pocking the muddy, bloody river, splashing dead near lightning fast swift boats and PBRs. We had watched all day, wondering, all day weighing if a mortar round, all day weighing if a rocket stray would blow us out of the water. All night wondering if a swimmer would blow us out of the swift current Mekong Delta River. Black Texas Army Green Sergeant helped us white and black Navy Blues seamen drink away the scales of doubt, the scales of fear. Ebony man garbed in green seemed to get stronger as we blue swabby boys got sloppier. His uniform got neater, seams crisper as we spit on ourselves, we Navy riverine men, spitting at death, spitting at war, spitting on it all. Then he insisted we scoot to his hooch for some real drinking 2 hours before curfew, 3 hours before the next siren sounds, warning of the clump, 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 mortar, giant, walking, clump, clump, walking down on you, walking death on you. Something about him drew us, his friendliness, his strength, his laughter, deep belly laughs, his camaraderie, his straight seams. When we got to his hooch, he put on Martha and the Vandellas and poured another round, poured another round, poured another knock it down round, Jack. I could hardly stand or see in this in-country hellhole. I could barely stop the spinning room in-country war hole. But I wanted to drink like a man. I wanted to drink like him. When the news came down that his best friend was blown away, blown to bits by a rocket stray that very afternoon, he went down like a weeping coal rock, sinking to his knees, wailing, tears flowing from some deep subterranean African blues, spring water, mourning brothers deluged by despotic gashing, stinging, tearing cracker whips, bittersweet Georgia tea, T-Bone Walker, Mississippi River, Delta blues, flooding confluent Mekong River, Delta blues, drowning us all in his real profanity-laced, Charlie-hating, curse the Navy, cut the cheese, instant who, kiss my dock, deer sucker blues. His best friend was gone. His closest brother blown away. His best friend was also Texas Army Sergeant. Good man. His best friend was also godfather to his tiny son, waiting for God Papa in Galveston. His best friend was also a white man, and they, black sergeant, white sergeant, were brothers. His wails touched some nerve deep inside of us, 6 sinking sailors sobered by his deep blue water blues. We put our glasses down, walked outside, back into the sweaty, smoke, hot, tropical night. We walked outside, backs to the duplicitous war, blinding the stars and the moon, back into the deadly war, thundering in the hot, tropical night. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
Outstanding.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Great to see you again. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes, it has.
So, Bruce, I'd like it if you would introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit about your military service and what you did in the military. Then we're going to talk about your art. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. I'm Bruce Fenico. I started off in the Navy, spent 9 years there. That's what got me out to Southern California. I met my future wife then and stayed. Originally came from Wisconsin. Got tired of slush season. Then after 9 years in the Navy, things were changing in the world, and I decided I would go into the Army. So I went through ROTC, spent about 13 years in the reserves, and I went back on active duty. I got orders to go back on active duty September 8th of 2001. I actually started on the 23rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many years total did you serve in the military?
It took me almost 36 years to get 23 years of active duty.
Yeah, I understand how that works.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, I retired in 2012. I got a master's. Thought I'd see if I could turn my art into a business. And what I learned was turning my art into a business would have been a bad idea. Because then it would have been work and not a hobby. So, and that's the story of it. I found the Veterans Art Project thanks to an instructor at Palomar. He was infectiously motivating.
That's great.
I've been with VETART since about October of 2019.
And you really do beautiful woodwork. These are just stunning pieces. Could you tell me, because I'm kind of curious, aside from that, which one is your favorite piece that you have made so far?
Oh, well, I'm torn between two of them.
Okay.
I love this wooden bowl.
Yeah, that's stunning.
And yeah, it's just the way it is. There's so many different colors and types of wood in it.
How many types of wood is that, would you guess?
Let me see. I don't have to guess. I wrote it on the back. It's black walnut, maple, bird's eye maple, oak, pepperwood, rosewood, purple heart, and padauk.
Wow. Some of those sound like rare woods to me, are they?
They are. I had a late friend. His grandfather had a furniture shop or a cabinet making shop, and he gave me the remnants of that because the shop had closed. There was still wood around, and he gave them to me. And I still have some of them in my shop, which takes me a while to use.
Well, they're beautiful. They're
And then-
absolutely
yeah.
stunning.
And then the other one is my glass mushrooms.
Okay. Can you pick that up and we
I
can
can
get a
pick that
better
up.
look?
Now, the biggest reason I like this is because it's on a white paper birch piece of wood,
Okay.
and I was able to keep the bark on the wood. So it's just something I like. It's that, came from back east in Minnesota. It's just a nice piece of wood. I liked it, so I'm using it to put the mushrooms on.
Well, that's great because they're all unique, one-of-a-kind, beautiful pieces
Oh, yes.
of art. So, how would you encourage others to get into art, specifically veterans when they get out of the military? A lot of times, they get out, they have a lot of trauma to deal with.
That's true. Well, most of my background was in industrial arts, manufacturing. I learned how to weld. I learned how to silver braze. I learned how to play with wood. I started doing wood turning when I was in 7th grade. And, well, when I came back from my first deployment, a friend of mine gave me his equipment because he couldn't use it anymore. He'd gotten too old to be able to bend over long enough. So he passed it on to me. And then while I was working on my MBA, I thought about, not just wood, I should add something else. So I took classes over at Palomar, added ceramics, added glass, found VETART, or VETART found me, I'm not sure which. When they moved into Vista, I was at one of their first workshops. And the nicest part about VETART is that when you go in, it's like you're not going to get a lecture you get an orientation of the studio. But it's like, first day I came there, I thought we were going to get talked to, maybe ask for donations. No, here's some clay, make this, we're going to put some stuff in the glass kiln tonight. And it was like tonight. And we did. The stuff we made was small because it was only like a 3-hour time frame. But I realized very quickly that I had dressed inappropriately.
You were wearing a business suit, were you?
I was not wearing a business suit, but I was wearing nicer clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't worn a suit since I got out,
Congratulations.
which is very good.
Yes, it is. How would you say creating this has helped your mental health?
Massively. In fact, today, just coming here, originally I was afraid to come.
Why is that?
I don't know. But it was the first time that I've ever had a panic attack, I guess. But thanks to this, I knew I could call people, and did. And getting into this and doing it, which I need to get much strongly back into.
Hi, Reggie. It's always great to see you. I've known you for a while now, and you do some amazing work. So I'd like it if you could introduce yourself to the audience and tell us who you are, which branch you served in, and what got you into art. And the most important question, how does it help your mental health? Ready?
How does it what? I didn't hear the
Help
last.
your mental health.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Reginald Green from Dallas, Texas. I served 15 years in the United States Navy. I'm an instructor, artist, and advocate for veterans for VETART.org, the Veterans Art Project. And I got into art to help me heal. I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and my director, Steve Dilley, set out some clay, and during COVID, I went in there and I started creating things. So this is some of my work that I create. I also advocate for veterans because I believe art is healing. So this actually helps me, so I figured it'd help other veterans and give them something positive.
Sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize. But how does it help you?
It helps me mentally. It helps me take my mind off of pain and my traumas from the military. It gives me something to focus on, and it gives me purpose. And I feel that I had other people come and say that I inspired them with my journey. So I just keep going, and this is very healing to me. So I figure if I'm inspiring people, I need to just keep going and doing it.
Well, I've seen your progression in the last, since I first met you a couple of years back. Mm-hmm. You're a fantastic artist.
Thank you.
You do a variety of art. So I would like for you to talk about especially this lovely piece right here. Can you tell me what inspired you to do this?
So I like a lot of ancient civilization type stuff, African, Mayan, Vikings. I even like aliens. So I like try to go back to the ancestors, and I want to represent all cultures. So I make like warriors and futuristic stuff in different cultures. So yeah, that's what I do. I like creating, and this just gives me endless of things to create. And some things I just create, it just comes to me and I just work with it. I call it clay doodling. This piece right here is derived from the Benin tribe. Some of their art, they make a lot of art in bronze. I made a ceramic piece that has similar things, but I add my own twist to it. So, and this actually opens up here.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then even on the inside it's decorated. So I try to just decorate everything, and it's supposed to look like a little galaxy inside because my name is Reggie's World of Fine Arts. So I try to have a lot going on, a lot of shine and bling in Reggie's world.
You like that bling? I do know that about you. Can you talk about some of these pieces? Let me get in here.
All right, so this was the first mask I ever made. It's like an African style mask, but again, I just added different elements and just made it my own. And I actually took that piece and I put it on my t-shirt, my first t-shirt that I made, which is over there. But this one right here, excuse me. Whoops. So there it is, and we got Mwanzo, which means the beginning in Swahili, and then you got the R for Reggie, and then you got the crown for world, and then you got the little earth in there, so Reggie's World of Fine Arts.
Oh, that just worked out great for you. And I know you do these pendants, and I also want to remind the audience that these are all one-of-a-kind pieces.
Yes, these are all one-of-a-kind pieces, so anything someone that gets from me or purchases from me will be just one of a kind.
Tell me about this.
That was a African mask that I made, and I actually raku fired it, so it came out that color. And I get bags of jewelry, and I take little elements and I put it all together. So I designed a frame and everything, and add my little. I like matching things, so I just bring all the stuff together.
Well, it's absolutely stunning. You do amazing work.
Thank you very much.